Hi Leo, this is your horoscope for April 2017. Thanks for joining me. From the 3rd of April until the 22nd of April, the Sun conjuncts Uranus. They're both in Aries and they're both in your ninth house. So during this time, you're going to feel a huge sense of drive to explore, to travel, to learn new skills, and to broaden your horizons. So it's either on an intellectual level by learning, by studying and discovering more things intellectually, or by doing it in a physical sense by traveling and exploring the world and seeing new cultures, things like that. Now, during this month, there are a lot of retrogrades going on, and the first of them is on the 5th of April, and it lasts all the way until the 25th of August. And this is Saturn going retrograde. It happens in your 5th house, and Saturn is like the astrological head teacher. He makes you sit your life exams during a Saturn return, and he forces you to look at the way your life is and the way it ought to be. Okay, so when it's in retrograde, it's less harsh than it usually is, and it needs to be harsh because a lot of people are very talented at one thing and they're wasting their time doing something that totally is not meaningful to them. So Saturn sometimes needs to give people a kick in the backside to get them doing the right thing. But during this retrograde, it's going to be less harsh in a sense. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to review your decisions that you've made in the past, and also to review the structures that you've got in your life. And in your case, it's particularly going to relate to the decisions that you've made in your romantic love life and the structures that you've got in terms of your love life. So whether you're in a marriage or in a relationship or single, and it will help you to look at what you want to achieve in future and where you want to get to in future in a really gentle, positive way. So have a think about those kind of things and plan ahead as best you can. Now on the 9th of April, Mercury goes into retrograde. Mercury is the communication planet, and when that goes into retrograde, communication becomes more difficult. There's more chance for things being taken the wrong way, computers not working, electricity messing up, all of the things that are traditionally associated with a Mercury retrograde. It is in effect until the 3rd of May, and it sits in your 10th house. So especially when it comes to your working life, your career, signing contracts, the actual work that you're doing, just make sure you really pay attention to it. And if it's something that you can do with your eyes closed and half asleep, then still really double check that everything is accurate and correct during this Mercury retrograde, because it does allow, or it does create the potential for errors to be made. Now on the 11th of April, the full moon is in Libra, and that is in your 3rd house, and this is really a blessing. It sits on top of good luck planet Jupiter, and the 3rd house of communication directly opposes all this energy that you've got in the 9th. So you're going to feel switched on, you're going to feel excited about learning new things, visiting new places, and this is the epitome of the month in a sense, which is all about you building new bridges with different people and going new places and learning new skills. It's you really being in spring mode and really kind of rebirthing yourself and coming alive again and having that sense of interest and enthusiasm and excitement about things going on in your life. On the 15th of April, Venus comes out of retrograde, which is a real blessing too. Venus is the planet of love and beauty, and that's been in retrograde since the 4th of March, and it comes out of retrograde on the 15th of April. So that now makes relationships and romantic situations much easier to deal with. Venus is in Pisces in your 8th house. You'll also become much more forgiving towards other people. And if there's been resentment, or if there's been a lack of self-love, or if there's been a really kind of hardness to your expectation, then things soften up again and you become more approachable and more forgiving and more understanding of other people's flaws and failings. On the 20th of April, Pluto goes retrograde. Now Pluto is the planet of transformation and change, of rebirth. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. And if you think of this along the lines of the tarot, Pluto retrograde is the hermit. It's like shining this light of truth internally. It's inner illumination. It's enlightenment. Okay? And this planet is in your sixth house of day-to-day routine, health, and work. So you're going to get some internal insights, some enlightened kind of ideas. The penny drops, something clicks, and something makes sense in those areas of your life. You know, I need to stop going to McDonald's every day if I want to lose the weight. I can move house if I want to reduce the commute. I can change my job because I have these new skills now and I can do something else. One of those kind of epitomes will appear to you during this Pluto retrograde, and it'll make your life better and more compatible with who you are on the inside. Finally, on the 26th of April, we have the new moon in Taurus, and that pulls energy in, and it happens in your 10th house of career. Okay, so that really ends the month with you really focusing on your working life and really seeing how you can create more business, create more interest in your company, in your business that you run, or in terms of how you're progressing in your own career, how things are moving forward. You'll become more energized and more focused on that by the end of the month. So it looks like a wonderful month for you, Leo. If you would like a private reading with me based on your birth chart, which I can draw up by looking at your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth, then please get in touch with me via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading with me. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you next month.